It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Hello, my friends. Happy 30th anniversary to The Legend of Zelda. This is your friendly neighborhood lion, and I'm here to make a video for my channel and for my friend Game Over Jesse. You can edit this video any way you choose, Mr. Jesse. I'm going to make a Twilight Princess video along with a 30th anniversary. Now, I am wearing all of my Zelda attire, including my appropriate colored Triforce hair ties, wisdom, courage, and power. I have my Zelda hat on. I have my blue hoop earrings from Twilight Princess. I also have courage, wisdom, and power, all the spiritual stones from Ocarina of Time, on my necklace. Furthermore, I have the Wind Waker tank top that my friend got me for my graduation, for when I graduated college back in 2014. I'll never forget the way he gave me this gift. He brought his girlfriend down to Virginia Tech. They were from James Madison University, JMU. And she was sitting on the ground near my bed, wrapping up her present because her friend was also graduating, I believe from Virginia Tech, and she was going to give her friend a gift. She's wrapping up her gift perfectly with the bow tie and everything, making sure it was perfect. Meanwhile, I'm in my chair on my computer, my laptop, and my friend reaches into his bag, crumples up this shirt, and throws it at me and says, "Here's your graduation gift." Just throws it at me. And I unfolded it, and this is what it was. It was the Wind Waker tank top. That's just a quick note on the differences between males and females and how they present gifts to one another. I thought that was very interesting. So, I also have this very feminine wallet. This is for a female, for a girl, where she can keep all of her belongings, you know, her financial belongings. Now, I will only give this to the woman who I believe I'm going to marry. So I've kept this since I was about 19 years old. I'm almost 25 at this point, and I've kept this in my possession, hoping, waiting, sitting, waiting, wishing until I meet that special woman. I've met many women, but not one that I want to present this to. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. And then finally, I have the reclaimed, the famous Hyrule Historia. The Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia. This contains all of the history of the Legend of Zelda up until Skyward Sword, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, let's get into the video, shall we? I'm going to start with Twilight Princess HD, and then I'm just going to talk about The Legend of Zelda in general, because this entire franchise has changed my life in so many ways. So, Twilight Princess HD. What changes when I went to this game? Well, to be honest with you, okay, I only play The Legend of Zelda games every 2 years. This is because the way the dopamine circuits in the brain, the way the reward center in the brain works and functions is based off of novelty, is based off of how often it is stimulated. So if you notice, you do your favorite activity on a day-to-day basis, all of a sudden, it's not as fun as it used to be. All of a sudden, you eat your favorite food every day or every week, all of a sudden, you don't enjoy it as much. Have you ever noticed that, my friends? The way the dopamine center, the ventral tegmental area in the brain works is, and the nucleus accumbens, is the more you do something, the less pleasurable, the less enjoyment you will get out of it. Okay? So, I only play any Zelda game every 2 years. So let's say I played Ocarina of Time last year, which I believe I did in 2015. I won't be playing that game again until 2017 at the minimum. Maybe 2018, 19, who knows? But minimum, I try to give my brain, my body, my atomic nervous system, my sympathetic nervous system 2 years to reset in order to get the neurons and all the hormones regulated, so that when I play it again, it will stimulate close to as much as it did the first time. Obviously, it's near impossible to stimulate it as much, right? But I want to get as much enjoyment out of the game that I can every single time that I play. So I don't sit here and I don't play all the games that I love every single day or every single month, every year. I wait at least 2 years until I play the game again. So Twilight Princess in particular, I haven't played this game 3 years, 4 years. It's been a while. Okay? It's been a while. Now, I do know this. I do know that I can play this game this coming March in a few days. And I apologize, actually. This 30th anniversary video is actually a day late. It's actually, I believe, February 22nd. It's about 1:45 in the morning, by the way, for those of you who do not know. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. So, I am more than capable of playing this game again at this point. And what changes what I want to Twilight Princess? Well, there's one that I can think of. There is one change that I would beg Nintendo for, which they have not done, which I wish they did. You know what that is? I wish they would orchestrate the soundtrack. They didn't do it. They didn't redo the soundtrack for this game. Not only did Nintendo not create this game in the remaster form for the HD remake, they didn't redo the soundtrack. They gave it away to an Australian company. I forget the name. I'm not gonna guess on the name. They gave it to an Australian company, I believe, and they remade the game, which it looks good. I'm not gonna sit here and complain. The game looks great. You know what I mean? But I just wish, instead of using MIDI, like computer-generated music, for the most part, I wish they did an orchestra. I wish they had an entire symphony of Twilight Princess for the soundtrack. That is the number one change that I would make to this game. And you know, you're sitting there and you're thinking about all the changes you would make. But honestly, you know, I've been watching as many YouTube videos as I can. I've been watching as many people as I can talking about this game, talking about the changes they want to have, specifically the intro. There's a certain amount of people on YouTube that talk about the intro and how it's too long, how it's too drawn out, how Link just lives his life in Ordon Village for too long a period of time. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, what kind of patience do you guys have? What kind of patience? You have such a little amount of patience. I would love it if it was twice as long, 3 times as long. I want to get to know every single one of Link's neighbors, every single one of Link's friends, his acquaintances, their lives, and how they go about their daily routine. Man, I would have it be twice as long, 3 times as long. I don't know how people get so upset and so distraught when it comes to the intro to Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess, the intro to me is perfect. The length is perfect. You have to go around the village and do certain tasks for your friends. I love it. I love it. I wouldn't change a single thing. And when it comes to the game itself, you have to take into account, I haven't played this game in about 3-4 years, you know what I mean? So there are definitely things that I'm missing that I'm not going to touch on during this video. But right off the top of my head, the soundtrack is the only thing I would change, and I wouldn't even change it. I would just enhance it. I would just make it better. I would just add an orchestra, add a symphony to it. See what I'm getting at? But otherwise, man, this game is incredible. Maybe add some more things to Hyrule Field, because the field is genuine. It's barren. It's got nothing in it. You just ride along with Epona, and you don't really see much during the Hyrule Field. But as far as the dungeons, oh my, the the dungeons, the temples in this game are incredible. That's one of my main reasons for loving Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, is the diversity in the dungeons and the areas you go to. I love going to a ground level, a fire level, a snow level, an in the sky type of world. All these different environments, they draw me in. All these games nowadays, where it's just a normal city or a normal town, that doesn't do anything for me, man. I love different types of environments. Like I just said, all those different types of environments, they really pull me in. They engulf me in the universe, in the world that I am in. And Twilight Princess does a great job of that. So to be honest with you, I would love to say, yeah, okay, add some more items. Some of my favorite items in the Zelda series are the light arrows, the fire arrows, and the ice arrows. But I wouldn't want them to add it to Twilight Princess, because that would change the experience, That's not the game that I grew up with. That's not the game I played when I was younger. But overall, that is something that I would enjoy more. Having, Din's Fire, like those three crystals that you get in Ocarina of Time. Din's Fire, I forget what they're called. Fiore's Wind, and Nehru's Love, I believe. I forget if those are the if those are the three correct types of power that you get, magic power. So at the end of the day, the number one change I would have is a symphony, an orchestrated soundtrack. And that's really all. I wouldn't want them to change almost anything else. Now, once I play the game again, I might change my opinion. But that's where I am right now. So, moving on. Amiibo functionality. What do I think about the amiibos? Well, as you guys may or may not know, the Link and the Toon Link amiibos, they replenish your hearts. Replenish your arrows if you run out of arrows. The Zelda and Sheik ones do your hearts. They make your hearts go up, if I'm correct. And the Ganondorf amiibo, if you use that, it doubles the damage. It doubles the damage that you take, given any enemy. And the Wolf Link amiibo is the most important, the most interesting, because it unlocks the Cave of Shadows, I believe it's called, and it also carries over to Zelda Wii U, which I'm going to get into a little bit at the end of this video. The only thing I could really think about that amiibo and how it would carry over is that it would give you a certain amount of hearts, like extra hearts, starting at the beginning of the game in Zelda Wii U. Does that make any sense? So if you finish the Cave of Trials or the Cave of Shadows, I forget what it's called. If you finish that cave or that dungeon, whatever it is, with a certain amount of hearts, maybe that'll help you start the game with 1 or 2 extra hearts instead of 3. I don't know. Now, if the game is directly tied to, if Twilight Princess is tied to Zelda Wii U directly, then there's honestly an infinite amount of possibility as to what it could entail, how it could be connected. Such as maybe you're able to transform into a wolf at the beginning of the game. Who knows? But off the top of my head, I just think maybe it has to do with the heart, the amount of hearts that you start with, or maybe how long your magic meter is when you begin. Because based on the behavior, when you think about psychology, you can only go on behavior, at least to some degree. You can only go on someone's behavior to predict their future behaviors. So looking at Nintendo, if you say, for Twilight Princess, they had the amiibos function for hearts, arrows, and damage. Looking forward to Zelda Wii U, you can extrapolate the information, and you can say, perhaps it has to do with hearts, arrows, damage. You know what I mean? That's about it. They could throw a complete curveball, and I hope they do. I hope they do. I hope they surprise every single one of us. So, that's what I think. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, my channel is Truth Seeker 182, like you're seeking the truth, and 182, like Blink 182. And my channel basically focuses on everything. It focuses on bodybuilding, philosophy, music, life, the universe, science, Zelda. And I think that's why, I don't have that many. I only have about 3,800, 3,000 something, 700 subscribers, is because I don't focus on one thing. I talk about everything on my channel, and it's hard for people to hone in on individual topics, But so be it. So now we're going to get into the 30th anniversary. This game, this franchise, has changed my life in more than one regard. It is part of the reason why this hair is so long. It is part of the reason why I have built myself the way I have. It is part of the reason why I am the way I am as a man and a human being. Is because of this franchise. Because of The Legend of Zelda. I don't want to disclose all that information during this video, because I want to make this a collaboration between other Zelda YouTubers in the future, but thank you, Nintendo, Miyamoto, Aonuma, everyone that works on this franchise. Thank you. You have changed my life, and you have changed many others as well. I believe that you have made us better human beings overall. Because of an idea that started in your mind, that started in your brain 30 years ago. There are human beings now, including myself, that live their lives on a daily basis, that are changed, that are different, because of the medium, because of the art that you have created for us. And I thank you. I will say this during this 30th anniversary video. I will tell you this. The Triforce. These 3 stones that you look at, they represent something so much greater than themselves. They are greater than the sum of their parts. Courage, wisdom, and power. Having these 3 virtues, these 3 traits, it is so important to obtain these throughout your life, and to have a balance of all 3 of them within your heart. Because I believe that having a balance of all 3 of them will allow you to be the best human being that you can. If you're afraid to do something, you're scared of it, it's terrifying to you, it's horrifying, you have to have the courage to stand up, to go and face it. Then when you are facing it, your heart will give you the wisdom, it will give you the knowledge on how to solve this problem, how to solve this obstacle. And your heart will also give you the power to complete this task, to defeat this nemesis, to defeat this enemy, to overcome this obstacle. Having a balance of these three virtues, I believe, is so important to any human being and any creature, any animal that lives or exists on this earth or in this universe. Honestly, I'm struggling to find any other more important or more dominant virtues or aspects that a human being should hold besides love. That is the only one. But you could argue that love is actually a combination of all three of them. It is a synergistic relationship between all three of them. Maybe love is the equal sign. When you add courage, wisdom, plus wisdom, plus power, it might equal love. So, thank you, Nintendo. Thank you, Aonuma. Thank you, Miyamoto. Thank you, everyone that has ever worked on this franchise. And thank you to everyone that will come after you are gone and that will continue this legacy. I think I speak for all of us when I say thank you. For 30 years of goodness. I'm about 24, 25 years old in June. And I hope to see 30 more years and 30 more years after that of this franchise. Because nothing has impacted me like The Legend of Zelda. Take care, my friends. This is your friendly neighborhood lion. And remember, it's dangerous to go alone. So take this. Thanks for watching. Thank you for listening.